Club Podcast, and we are the creators of the Stu Beat Showcase, and we bring to you the Beat Club Podcast, where producers are heard. The best place to hear new beats from beat makers around the globe. Keep it real here about the music, and we cut to the facts with the help of our special guests and listeners worldwide. If you wish to join our Beat Club Podcast community, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Beat Club Podcast. And you can join our private producer group on Facebook by searching the Stu Beat Club. I'm Artificial AV. What's good with y'all, man? What's good, Motivate, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here, man. How you feeling?
I am exhausted. I lost an hour of sleep. Yeah, I'm all fucked up today. It's that kind of day. But I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
So I can't really complain.
Likewise, man. I feel good, man. I was taking my time today. That's what it was about today.
Yeah.
You know, because when you rush, you fuck up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So today I was taking my time, making sure I got here safe. Shout out to our brother Do It All Loops, man. He's a little under the weather, couldn't make it today. So make sure y'all show him some love. I know he's probably lurking online somewhere, so tag him and shit. Let him know y'all listening and show him some love today.
Yes, sir.
We definitely have a special guest in the building. We got Oompa in here today, man.
What up?
Clap it up.
Let's clap it up for Oompa one time.
Yes. Definitely gotta clap it up for that. My little John at. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
man.
you doing?
I'm good. I rushed and I messed up. Like, I really did. I had to go to the bathroom, put a bun up real quick. But I'm here. You know, I saw y'all. It's always love, so I'm good.
Glad you made it. Glad you made it, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's good? What we got coming up? We definitely got Beat Club Podcast Live. Boston, we had to rearrange the date, so we'll definitely stay tuned for that. But we do have Beat Club Podcast Live in New York City. That's April 7th, Sunday, April 7th at Pianos in New York City. Word. So pop out, man, all my New York people, tri-state area people that have been reaching out to us, man. We will be in New York, man. So come out, pop out, show us some love. Definitely bring dope beats. Don't bring that whack shit. And we will be good, man. Other than that,
that's going to be dope, too.
Yeah.
So I expect to see Grand, since you from BK, all y'all cats that be listening to the show every Sunday out in the New York area and surrounding areas, I expect to see y'all there. Yep. Especially, matter of fact, yo, Slim Jones, you got to pull up. We got to talk in person and get this battle.
Where's Slim Jones at? Ain't he in?
I think he's in Philly.
He's in Philly?
If I'm mistaken.
Yeah, he can make that ride.
Yeah. Make that drive, brother.
He can make that ride.
We ain't battling that night, but we gonna talk. We gonna talk.
But we definitely do need to line up the battles. I need to finalize that. I'm definitely looking for Ascetic too. I want to make sure.
Oh yeah.
I want to get him on something. So that's the sneak peek I'll give you in terms of who I'm trying to book. That's the only thing I'll give away. But Sunday, April 7th, Pianos. It'll be 9 p.m. start time. So just pull up, spread the word.
That's what's up. I'm looking at this list today, man. It should look like a whole bunch of newbies up here.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope.
So you understand what we do up here, Oompa, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do dope shit.
Yeah.
That's period. End of story.
Yeah, man. So we definitely want to get into these beats and, be brutally honest, you know what I'm saying? Give these producers feedback.
Word up. So,
we play Keep It or Cut It every Sunday, man. So either we keeping the beat or we cutting the beat. And you have one safe keep it where, if you're on the borderline about something, you got your one safety.
Yep.
And, but yeah, definitely, we don't hold no punches on the show.
Sounds good
to
me.
Right.
So we show love.
Right.
Feel free to snag any beats you hear. Just tell them right here.
You got first dibs?
Now. First dibs.
Oh, say less.
That's it.
We coming through the headphones with it or?
I mean, you can,
okay,
but you got the speakers over there, the iLoud micro monitors, official reference monitors of the Beat Club Podcast.
Shout out.
They give us the dopest sound ever since we got them.
Yeah.
Word.
So it's a pretty good point of reference, man. But yeah, man, without further ado. Wait, hold up, man. See, Loops,
figure out the button.
Yeah,
first.
Loops usually does this shit, so we gotta figure out what's going on there.
It's up there somewhere. You'll see half the time.
Let me see.
On the reason board.
So we playing Keep It or Cut It. I think this is the board. This is the joint right here.
Or maybe not.
No, that's not it.
Keep clicking.
That's not it.
Don't tell me that ain't it either.
That's not it.
No, hold on. Oh, there you go. Okay.
No, that's
Oh,
just
it's
the
not
regular
coming
keep
out.
Making
it.
sure that the sounds was up there. All right, cool.
But I'm talking about the
Beat Club.
Okay, we got that one. Of course, the air horn. I'm talking about the keep it a cut it.
Is it muted? See if it's muted up there.
Hold up.
We making shit work on the fly. This is what we do.
DJ Mirren in the
24/7.
building.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. All right, word. Here we go.
So, what we do here each and every Sunday at the Beat Club Podcast is we have a place called thebeatclubpodcast.com where producers can go and upload as many fire beats as possible, as many fire beats as possible. Not one, not two. You can send 10 if you want to. We take some of the beats and we place them in a folder. And during every Sunday, we play them for the first time ever. So, no pre-screening, just our first time listening to the beats. And we give our feedback and decide if we're going to keep or cut your beats. All the beats that are kept get placed on an instrumental mix that we release every month called the Writer's Block. Check them out. That's just our way of showing love to producers who participate. So, also, big shout out to our biggest sponsor I got on the hoodie right now from Beatmakers Boutique.
Hey.
You know, they be helping us reward producers with dope sound packs, custom drums, custom claps, snares, loops, all types of dope shit.
One shots, all of that.
One shots, all that. I've made tons of beats with these motherfuckers. And so yeah, another thing we do, we didn't tell you this.
Yeah.
You can nominate one beat for Beat of the Week. Beat of the Week gets placed into a battle later on during the month called Beat of the Month. Beat of the Month winner wins the pack from Beatmakers Boutique.
Ah, okay.
So-
I'm gonna write some notes
so
down.
keep
'cause my
that in
memory
mind.
is trash. Okay, bet.
Keep that in mind.
Because I don't want to mess up nobody's future.
Keep that. keep that in mind. So yeah, let's get into the beats though.
Yo, I'm enjoying this because this is the most I ever hear AV speak, other than when we speak in
It's
person.
a lot of work
Shit.
trying to get words out. I'm trying to think, read, and remember shit at the same time.
Right.
This is a hard job. I ain't gonna front.
This is great. I'm not gonna say shit today.
And my mouth is dry as fuck. Pause. But yeah, I'm gonna drink my water real quick.
I'm not saying the motherfucking thing today, man.
This is the most words ever. And like, I don't know how many years I know you. but it's
That's
good.
true. Sometimes you gotta step up to the plate. You can't, you gotta handle your business. So,
Let's go.
um,
So who we got first on the chopping block, man?
yeah, this is a newbie, and I think this is. Hold on, I'm blind, so let me blow this up a little bit. First up, we got Gyro Man, and this is called Mr. Shanks. So
So when do I say keep or cut? Do I say it like
after,
After
yeah,
we listen to it.
Just
we'll
cut it in
cue
the
you
middle of
in.
the joint? Okay.
All right, so let's take a listen to it now on the Beat Club podcast. Keep it cut. Let's go.
Name's Asa Shanks. What are you doing here?
November.
Turns into an unusual fight as cops try to subdue a naked suspect in a song called Emcee.
Can't take Do It All loops for granted, man. He does it all.
He does it all, literally. So I'm gonna let you go first. What you think about the beat?
Gyro Man. First off, I am gonna cut this beat. I think it was just a little bit of. It was just a little too busy. I think it was like you had like multiple ideas and you were just trying to flex them all at one time. So I think you need to flush out one solid idea to build a good foundation for the beat. Yeah, I was just confused a lot, man. Like I just really didn't understand what was going on, man. It was just a lot of different ideas, and I definitely would have chosen some different drum sounds as well for that type of sample too. It needed like some harder hitting drums. And then yeah, even on the switch, like when it switched, I don't know, like the transition just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't cohesive, man. So I was a little confused. Yeah, so flush out one solid idea and build on that, but I gotta cut it this time.
Yeah, I agree with you on the cut it. I think the main thing for me was the drum sounds. The drum sounds made it sound like old as hell and just flat, dead. So I gotta cut it. Oompa.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it too. I was like trying to give you the benefit of doubt with the drums, but that snare, the way it was mixed in the thing, it was too far back and too weak. And I'm like, if the drums are gonna hit like that old school thumpy sound, then I at least need your snare to come banging. But then also like the composition of it, I was waiting for it to, like as an artist, I'm thinking about how you hear voices on it, and I just couldn't hear somebody rapping on it. I felt like the beat like outdid whatever else it could have been. Like the transitions outdid whatever else could have been on the song. So I'm gonna say cut it.
Yeah, so it sounded like a unanimous cut it.
Straight to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think we good. I think we found our groove.
Yeah.
But now we need some fire beats though, man.
Hey.
I'm hoping,
So who we got up next, man?
I'm hoping Kike Cruz got some heat. And this is called Toma.
Come on, Kike.
They from California. I feel like it was well produced. Great for whatever sound they're going for. I personally don't really like it. It's not my taste, but I can't hate on it because of that. So you know what? I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, I'm somewhat on the same wavelength. Like I could hear it on the mix. Like I'm definitely listening from that perspective. Like I feel like somebody could benefit from it. Yeah, it has some cool melodies in there. Yeah. Just the mix overall itself, like the way the beat was mixed, like I think it could have been EQ'd a little bit better. Like it sounded like real like mid-rangey. But yeah, it had a good, like, still had a good bright sound to it. Has some cool melodies in there. I definitely can, you know, for a writer, like I you know, yeah, I could see somebody doing something with it. So
Yeah,
it's too early for me to pull out the safe, keep it.
yeah, way too early.
But it deserves to be on the mix, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna think mix oriented, get to keep it on the board.
All right, Oompa.
I'm gonna cut it. I felt like if I'm thinking about it as, I don't know, like a beat in that mix and thinking about writers, I couldn't hear it. If I think about like a soundtrack, that sounded like a dope like soundtrack to some action kind of joint. I think it could have been mixed better, and that drop was a little sloppy. Like it was a little bit
Delayed.
yeah. Like as a human,
hell.
I didn't know what to. I just didn't know. It was a little anxiety inducing. So I'm gonna cut it personally, but I like where it was going. It's just I ain't playing it safe.
All right. So we set the tone. So it looks like Oompa's on Oompa Island though, because I think we both kept it. So it's a keep it. Yeah, but I like it. See, so now now I have a backbone.
Yeah.
She gave me a backbone.
And you're not afraid to cut. So
Nah,
that's
not at all.
good. That's really good.
So what's going on with you though, man? What's new with you, man? What's going on with this? You know, I've been seeing you sneaking artwork for a new project and all that. But before we get into all of that,
Yeah.
who is Oompa?
I don't even know who she. I don't know that. No, I'm kidding. Oompa, I don't know. I'm just chick from around the way. That's it. I rap. I do poetry. I like people sometimes. I'm just working on some new music. That's it. I don't even know how to answer that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely Roxbury bread, right?
Bra.
Yeah,
What's up, Roxbury?
yeah, man. I met Oompa 2000.
Probably 13, 14.
15?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 2050 because it's already 2019, right? Yeah, it's like around 2015.
Yeah, we getting old.
Yeah, but
crazy.
Reputation preceded itself. Like it was Jadi who kept talking about you to me, like talking about you know, and she's just like, yo, there's this poet, she's dope, but she's an MC.
Mm-hmm.
She could fucking spit.
Word.
Gotta get her on something.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And then we ended up doing the Versus event, which we're definitely bringing back soon. We were
Lit.
just talking about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is part of the Stew umbrella.
Let's go.
And Oompa came through and just murdered everybody.
Yeah, what did acrobatics say? Like a fucking street sweeper?
Yeah. He said this street sweeper named Oompa. Yeah, man, came through and just slaughtered everybody, and and that was kind of like the beginning of our relationship. Got to meet you, and just been in tune with you, and got to know you personally, gradually, through the process of doing shows, doing events and things like that. But the main thing that always impressed me with you is your vulnerability, not only as an artist, but just as a person. You're just such a, you always speak your truth. And, that's commendable, you know what I'm saying? And like hard to come by these days, especially in social media era. Like, what do you attribute that to? Is that like how you grew up? Is that like always been?
Yeah, my mother's a Gemini, so she don't play. She don't play that game.
Gemini's in the building.
That's what it is. She don't. That's just the end of it. She don't play no shorts. She don't take no shorts. And I don't know. I just learned a lot in life about like I could either be dissatisfied living through everybody else's truth and end up somewhere based on somebody's truth, or I could give you the gift of my truth and you take it or leave it. But at least I give you the choice to like me or hate me instead of forcing you to like me based on your truth. So it's a favor to the people I interact with, like it's a gift, and it's also a gift to me because I don't. If you make a lie about who you are, you got to keep that lie up.
Yep.
So I'm not interested. So I just
That is pretty true.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
That's just how I feel.
So how old were you when you started writing? Like when you really started like taking writing serious, like when you knew.
Serious?
And which one was first for you?
Oh, will it be like poetry or music?
Yeah.
It was rap first. I didn't know girls could rap. So then I saw, like, I knew about Queen Latifah, and that was kind of before my time. I was like, this is different. But then Like really, it was Eve when she was with Rough Riders. Like I was like, oh, okay, you could be a bully and you could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do both. So it was like Eve that and Left Eye really, like Left Eye and Eve. So I started like writing their raps down and changing their raps, and I was like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, let me put my words in here until I was changing the whole meter, the whole structure, and it was my joint. So I had a lot of their flows going, and then I was listening to the other rappers that I loved, and I started to be like, okay, well if I could do this. It's not just girl rap. I could do all of this. So this was like middle school. Okay. I really started to like battle rap. My boy Chaos. We went to the Templeton. We used to battle rap in the cafeteria. We used to slaughter cats. So it was just like, all right. Then I went to high school. I was like, I'm gonna put this away because it's saying, you know, everybody's trying to be a rapper and nobody's a rapper at the same time. You know, whatever. So I was writing poems because I got Jadi introduced me to poems.
Okay.
And then I was like, I got to college and I was like, doing both, and I was like, man, I really miss rapping like out loud. I never had done it really out to people, you know, since middle school, and the rest is history. I just tried it at open mics until today, and I just keep trying stuff.
That's dope, man. Yeah. I mean, it's one and the same. I think you're spoiled as an MC. Like if you do start off as an MC, you're automatically a poet.
Yeah.
And you're already playing with rhythms and cadences, so it kind of comes easy at that point. Some stuff makes
sense, yeah.
And then, then it's like, shit, you don't even have to rhyme if you're doing a poem.
I'm like, wait, what? Okay, say less.
You don't have to rhyme. It could just be, an extended thought, a monologue almost, or what have you.
People call that poem. I mean, I'm a little poetry snob.
Oh, okay.
That's just
okay.
Me. Yeah.
Let explain that.
I just feel like anybody could write poems if poems is like journal entries.
Yes.
So and I think poetry should be accessible like that. Like everybody could do it. But like I think that at the same time, it's like if you don't pay attention to any of your craft and you just call yourself a poet, or you just say I'm writing a poem because it's a thought that has no structure, it's kind of disrespectful to the people who spend all their time and energy writing the best poems they can. Not disrespectful, but like it's just kind of like somebody calls himself a producer and you're like, or a rapper and you're like, come on, fam. Like, yeah, that's not what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. Were you already into poetry though? Like, were you already like following poets? Like
in the city, they really put me on. The city poets really put me on.
Okay, and but like you wasn't reading poetry like
not until school. Okay. I started school as a math major.
Oh, okay, wow.
And then I was like, nah. And then I was already taking English classes, so then I focused on poetry. And then I started to get hip to like page poems, and I started to get hip to poetry like slam poems and spoken word poets and stuff like that, and that's what got me hip to like the different kind of things that was out there, and I paid attention to that craft a little bit. I think it informs how I rap too now because I learned a lot, but I don't think that's required to be good. I just think paying attention and honing the craft is all that's all that really matters. Really,
the poetry slam, like that whole vibe, like the whole poetry slam network, even in Boston, it's more thorough than I thought.
It's the best in the country.
Yeah, like
slam in this city is the best. In the country.
Like it's like way more. Like I kind of it really got on my radar. I would say like within the past like 5 years or so. But I didn't realize like how crazy it is, and like and it's funny to me like how it's a dope scene, but at the same time it's still very much untapped. Like because like a lot of people will say to me like, yo, there's no poetry scene, and I'm like, what?
Like, what are you talking about?
Where? Right.
And I'm like, and I'm all, and always, and Jadi getting a few references today, like I always point to her first, like usually when people say that to me.
Yo, Portia O's disgusting.
Super dope. But I always like point to her as like, that's a person you need to talk to, like to figure it out. That's a person that can navigate you through that scene.
Agreed.
But yeah, man, we'll get into Oompa a little bit more, but we need to get back to these beats.
Please.
Who we got up next?
Number 3? Yeah, we only did 2.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we got Grand. This is called FOH, aka Fuck Out of Here, I think.
Grand BK, man. we better see you April 7th, brother. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
The Beat Club.
What's the name of the beat? What do you call it?
FOH.
Oh, fuck out of here.
Nah,
Word, man.
If
How
that's
you
the
feel
name.
about that?
I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
I think that had I like that with that little drop that came. Was that the 808s at the bottom? Yeah, I could use a little bit more bass line and a transition from using that sample heavy to like maybe focusing on those keys for like the verse section or something more instrumental and out, like a little bit less energetic. But I like the vibe of that joint, so I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, I'm eating over here. What you think?
I'm gonna say the unpopular opinion right now, and I fuck with Graham. Like, this is my guy. He's probably one of my favorite producers that submits beats to us. But I didn't like the sample that was in it. Everything else was like perfect, but that the sample that's repetitive, I don't like, and it's throwing me off. But the beat's still dope. Like, that's just, I'm like, you know what? Nah, it's too early.
Yeah.
No safe keep it.
All right.
I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna say I'm gonna cut this one.
Okay.
Too early for the safe keep it.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I think Oompa summed it up perfectly. Like, I just think with this beat is just all about the arrangement. Like, if things were arranged a little bit different, it could have a different impact. But I'm keeping the beat. Like, this is an MC. Like, I just dancing on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just dancing all over that shit. The main sample was repetitive, but all that would take is just dropping it out. It just needs to drop out here and there, and some stutters and shit like that. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping that, man. That shit still goes hard. So it looked like we keeping that beat, man. That's a
Keep it. Baby Island.
AV Island.
D Sharp, I hear you, brother. I know. It was gonna get kept anyway, so
Yeah.
somebody had it.
Somebody had to do it, right? Somebody had to do it, man. Who's next?
Let me see. Oh damn, this list is pretty good. All right, next
Okay.
up we got Smart Boy.
Smart Boy.
This is called Broken Machine.
The Beat Club.
Should I drop my email or not?
Yeah, shout it out, man.
OOMPA at oompaoutloud.com. Let me hold that.
Yeah, so I guess she's
I'm keeping it. Turn them keys up and give me that beat.
That's funny. As soon as I heard it and I heard the drop, I was like, that's an Oompa joint. Right
Yeah, I definitely,
That's a keep. Yeah, it's unanimous.
I think that's a unanimous.
Keep it.
Yeah, we ain't gotta spend too much time on no critique. I like beats like that because that's like, I call that like, you know, just like make something out of nothing type shit. Like it's, you know, it's just 2 chords, but he just, everything is placed where it needs to be.
Swell it up, bring it down,
and just make that shit work. So I love that shit, man.
And he's good for doing that too.
Yeah, shout out to Smart Boy, man. You already know what it is. Who's next?
So next up we got Alexio, and this is called Steak and Cheese.
Shit, I can't remember the last time I had a steak and cheese, my G.
And I'm hungry as hell, so you just fucked me up.
Vegan?
Shit, I ain't even had a vegan steak and cheese yet. Alexio, that steak and cheese. How you feeling?
I don't know. I seen you make a face on one part, so I'm guessing bass is off.
Horribly off.
Yeah, it was all key.
I couldn't really hear it, so damn. I would have kept it, but that bass is off. We the bass police in here, so I gotta cut it. But other than that shit was dope. Like I could hear a nice story on this beat from a artist with dope ass lyrics. But yeah, I gotta cut it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it too. I like the sample. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was chopped cool and that was placed well. But I didn't like anything else. So I gotta cut it. Yeah, I mean the drums were cool, but I just think they could have, you know. They could have slapped a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of not even like sonically, but just the movement. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like just it needed a little more. It needed to make me do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't there. It was kind of, the drums were kind of playing in the background almost. I don't know. It was real light, and the bass was definitely way off key. So yeah, I gotta cut it, man. But dope submission though. I like the sentiment for sure. Boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it too. I think the bass was out of key. I noticed that immediately, and then the timing when it came in, and then I noticed the timing at the beginning, like trying to fit the sample in the time signature you're using. It didn't work, and I heard this beat before. You know, like not in real life, but nothing stood out to me as like, oh, I gotta have this.
Yeah, the timing might have been like the style, but it still didn't like.
Yeah, and I'm used to it. If it hangs back, I'm good for that. Like you know, but it was just like I felt like he was trying to get his foot in the beginning.
I agree. So
that
sounds like a unanimous
across the board, man. But keep submitting, man.
For real.
That shit sound dope. Terracotta Blue. I like this name. He usually sends fire.
Yes, he does. This is called Bad Actor.
There's a whole lot of them out there, brother.
The beat.
bad actor. Beat Club family. How are you feeling? What are you feeling right
I knew you was
now?
gonna start with me because I was hoping you didn't. I feel mixed about it, yo.
Same here.
Like I feel like this beat had all the things that I enjoyed hearing, but I don't know that they were executed the right way, especially not in the mix. Like them horns, I wanted them, but I don't want them to be so harsh, like in the front, you know. I wanted them to be in the back, or like, I don't know. I can't pass it off, right? I can't. Nah. What you think, Tay? Yeah, I don't
She
know.
like, I can't help
She's
you
like,
on this
can't
one.
help you.
No phone a friend.
She said she not fucking with it.
Nah, I'm gonna go with my Capricorn. I'm gonna say no. I don't know, dog.
So we at number 6.
Yeah.
Out of how many?
We usually we could hit like 15 usually.
Yeah, something like that.
13 is usually the target.
And how many we want to keep? Like how
We
many?
want to keep as many as possible. So don't
feel bad,
Trust
though.
me,
Okay.
there's been shows where we kept one beat.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a cut it from home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my safe keep it on this one. I think this is a good point in the show where I could pull out the safety on this one.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. It had all the elements I like, and it reminds me of a specific beat too. It reminds me of a, I can't think of the song, but it reminds me of a Common record.
I was just about
It reminds me of a specific song, but everything, I just think a little arrangement adjustments could make this beat incredible. But I think it's cool as is too. Like it definitely still had a knock. Those horns were incredible. It was well produced.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was expecting something more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just something a little bit more. But
especially from Terracotta.
yeah, and it's Terracotta. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my safe keep it. I'm gonna keep it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep it
Okay.
off the strength of me hearing it on the mix. I can hear it on the mix. I feel like if an artist heard this, they might be able to write something really dope to it. So I'm gonna keep it for that reason. I wanted to use a safe keeper, but I don't know. It's too early.
Yeah, I'm pulling the safety out.
Does that mean it's tied? Half in, half out, no and a yes?
Yeah, I mean,
Technically, this.
what the people online saying? You online?
Yeah, I'm online. Let me see. D Sharp said keep it. Said it's a dope beat. Tito said the beat was dope, so that sounded like a keep it to me. People are rolling with it.
All right, man.
I can get with that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I could definitely get with that. I don't feel that strongly either way.
Yeah, exactly. You're not mad. You're not
Not
mad if
Not
it
at
makes the
all.
mix. So what's good, man? What November 4th was your first
Third.
November 3rd, excuse me.
No, sir.
November 3rd was your first project, like your first full-length album, right? Was that like your first
Anything.
So your first recordings?
Damn.
That's wild. So things have been taking off like quickly,
Yeah.
like since you made that decision.
Yeah.
What ultimately like got you to the point to make that decision, like to where where you have intention, where it's like this is what I'm gonna do?
I was working. I was a teacher, and I thought for a long time that's what I wanted to be because I had already decided I couldn't be an artist.
Yeah.
And then I was just like,
So what? Hold up.
yeah.
Why? Why did you tell yourself that?
Well, I didn't tell myself that. I think everybody around you was like, nah, you don't want to do that. I was already in a situation financially where I couldn't take care of my family. And I was already in a situation where I didn't know what was going to come from. So when everybody's telling you, you can't make money off of being an artist, you got to do something that's going to bring the bills in. And so I was like, well, I love young people and I love teaching. So let me go do that. That's going to give me a consistent paycheck. I could see on Boston Public Schools website what I was going to get paid by when. If I put this amount of years in, got this amount of schooling, I could get this. And that means I could pay this to my peoples and take care of myself. And I was like, cool, I'm just going to do this. But then it was like I was in the school and I was getting sick and my kids walking through metal detectors and, school shootings don't happen in the hood. So why? But then it's like the school building is built by prison architects and everything about it is running like a jail, like a jail training system.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of teachers that don't run it like that, and they got the stamina to do this year in and year out to change the system, and I didn't feel like that was my calling. So at the same time, I'm doing music and poetry, and I'm like, this is bringing me life. I'm feeling like I'm more of a teacher on the stage than I am in a classroom, and I'm more satisfied here and more happy, and I can see the rest of my life doing this because I could see a trajectory. And I was like, you know what? When the school year ends, and I was doing it like 2 full-time jobs, basically. Like I was doing this, running, hustling in 2017 and in the 16, and then I was teaching. And I was like, when my contract runs out, I'm not coming back. So I left the school and did all the things I had to do with my young people and the staff or whatever. And I was like, I promise I'm gonna do better here than I ever did for you here. And then I was able to just like live for myself and do what I wanted to do. And I hit the ground running because I was like, you can't go back to 2012. You can't go back to 2011. So you gotta only go up from here. And then my goal last year was make more money as a teacher than I did when I was working as a teacher.
Okay.
And then when I reached that, I was like, okay, now it's time to like set a new goal and do this thing, you know, like for real.
So is that something that did like that realization, was that something, did you recognize that as a student as well? Like when you were in school, like you went to public school in Boston? Did you, or was it like you know, when you became an educator, you realized that, like when you realized like the way things were run, like how did you feel going to school?
I felt when I was going to school, I was trying to figure out why, like I was always a good student, but I always finessed. Like I always knew how to finesse. Like I wasn't I was a smart student. I'm not gonna shade myself. I think I'm a smart person, whatever that means. I don't know what that actually means because we're smart in different ways. But
you know how to retain a lot of information.
I could retain some information, right? Like I could do that, and or more importantly, I know how to think for myself.
Yes.
You know, so like a lot of what school's supposed to be doing is teaching you how to think for yourself, not what to think.
Yes.
And so I think I was smart in that way. But I wasn't a good student, like, and I was wondering why I could never, even if I tried, be a good student, or why, you know, you get suspended or something like that for something so small. They don't want you in school, you know, like your teachers talk to you any kind of way, tell you never gonna be nothing, tell you you're trash. Like, why?
Yo,
like,
where are these teachers?
Right.
People say that shit to me, and I'm like, I had the experience of teachers that didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
But I never heard a teacher say that, well, just not to me, I guess.
I had teachers who was like, yo, they was like, you're smart, but you'll never be shit. Like, you're smart. They would pull me out the classroom, and I'm like, I'm smart, and I'll beat your ass. Like, and then I get suspended, but I'm like, yo, this teacher told me I'm never gonna be nothing. But I gotta come here every day and try to make them see something in me. Like, what's that? Don't make no sense to me. So I was skipping, I was fighting, but you know what? I knew how to treat people. I knew how to love people, and the teachers loved me, and I loved them back, and they saw something in me. And I give them that. Some of them, a lot of them didn't. And I was just like, man, like something's wrong here. Like it made me, like I had one teacher I had a few teachers, but I had one teacher, math teacher, who made me want to be a teacher. Cause I'm like, this is how it should be done. This is right here. Cause the rest of this is bogus. Like, yeah, I'm smoking weed because y'all are stressing me out. Like, yeah, like.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. And the funny thing, to hear you say, like you're still an educator. You know, you're still an educator. Like when you go to a Oompa show, you do leave enlightened. Nah, you do. Like I mean, that's my feeling, and you feel a real sense of community too. That's something like I admire about you as a performer. Like you know, I don't know, it's just this engaging presence.
Humble.
You know, but it just makes people feel comfortable. Like you can tell, like, yeah, she was meant to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like super engaging and welcoming, and it feels like you were family at an Oompa show.
Damn, that's the goal. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, every time without fail. So what is the mindset going into this new album that I know you're working on? And I see, what's that pink artwork like? Oh,
it was a single, but I pulled it.
Yeah.
It wasn't ready.
I noticed.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's going on?
I feel so part of the move for me to move out the city a little bit was to get a lot of ears out of my head, like get a lot of voices, not of mine, of other people out of my head. And I've been feeling like it's like a blessing that the first thing I ever put out helped me to generate a lot of what's happening. But the downside to it, and I'm not complaining, is that I haven't had a lot of opportunity to practice being a recording artist and like putting out stuff. And so I feel a lot of pressure to make something better. It's easy to make a better album November 3rd. It was clearly like a very like juvenile kind of situation. So it's easy to make a better record, but a more monumental for my life record. It's like I had my whole life to write November 3rd, and I had 2 years to write this next one. So I done wrote like close to 200 songs now, and I still don't have an album because I think mostly I'm worried about the external like reception of it. Yep. And I'm like taking time away to learn about some music stuff, to build my own situation, and to figure out what I like and like what I want to hear, and then just know that my career isn't over if I put out an album that doesn't please everybody.
Yes.
And instead I put out an album that makes me feel like when I look back in 20 years, I like the progression from November 3rd to that. So that's where I'm at. I got 200 songs and I got no album yet.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what the title is or what the premise is of the project?
Yeah, I'm thinking about hunger. Yeah, no doubt. I'm thinking about the concept of hunger and choice.
Okay.
Like how if you're hungry and the choices are between surviving and doing something right, is it a choice? So I'm trying to like unpack the concept of choice and what it was like, what all the different kinds of ways I've been hungry physically, emotionally, spiritually, and my attempts to feed all of those things and to find a way to bring choice into my life, like to actually have choice and not have to survive every day but live too, and then be able to make some real choices, you know.
That's dope.
Thank you.
That's dope.
Thank you, fam.
Let's get into before we take a break. Let's get one beat off before we go to break. Who we got up next?
All right, so next up we got Bam Beats. It's called 40 Ounces and Blunts.
Shit, I missed that era, man. Shout out to the 40 ounce and blunt era, man. It created some of the best hip hop music. Goodness gracious, man. This fucking pill music is trash, man.
I feel like I love thinking y'all. About it. Like I get high when I'm like listening to it. I'm like feeling on myself. Like
you got to be stuck on stupid to listen to a lot of shit. Trust me, I love the youth. I love the new music, a majority of it, but some of that shit, man, come on, man.
It's trash.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Just straight up, it's trash.
Smoke a blunt, man, and cop a. You ain't got a cop a 40. Cop a deuce, man, or some private stock, man, and cook up. But this is Bam Beats, 40 ounces in the blunt, Miami, Florida in the building. Let's go.
The Beat Club.
Beats, 40 ounces in a blunt, man. I mean, yeah, I can hear it, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, used to smoke like Phillies,
I used to smoke backwoods
Back-
and Fontos.
backwoods and Fontos. You never smoked a Philly?
I did. I used to smoke Phillies and Dutch, like the big
Yeah,
old
the
grape
Dutch
Dutches. Yeah.
Dutch Masters
Yeah.
was our shit. We used to be like super ambitious and take the leaf off.
Yeah, and wrap it
roll
back.
it inside. And then you might even get some honey and shit. Put the honey
Put
on
it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Yo.
Super ambitious blunt rolling. But how y'all feel about this beat, man? Avi, what you think?
I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not gonna hate on it. You know what? I'm gonna pull out my safekeeper for this one because, I mean, like we were saying when it was playing, we could hear certain artists on it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if I heard an artist on it and it was on like the album or something, I'd be like, yo, this shit's top. This shit's fire.
Yeah. It depends. Yeah, I can hear I hear the Fly God. I hear West Side Gun.
Yeah, it depends on who, but I'm a safe keep it.
Okay.
Something I like about it. So
Oompa loud.
Ooh, negative Nina over here. Oh. I just felt like it was flat, like energetically. Like I liked it a lot. Like I liked the sample, I liked the groove, I liked all of that, but it didn't do anything for me. I think it lacked like dynamicism. So I'm gonna go with that was dope, but not for me. So I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
I need some change ups on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Right, for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I gave away my safe keep it. This is something I would have safe kept, but yeah, I gotta cut it. I think the sample just deserved a little bit more. It deserved a little bit more love. Like it could have been chopped, and it could have been. It just could have been an overall better beat. But I get the vibe that you're going for, and I think you hit it on the mark for a certain type of artist to do their thing to it. And I mean, it's almost even if you were gonna go this route, like this is the type of sample where you could have just even left it raw and not even put those drums on it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And I probably would have just appreciated that more, hearing an artist like just to the raw sample if that's the vibe you're going for. But it was cool. But yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it as well. So that sounds like a cut.
And not to like. There's a song. It's called "Rise" by Candace Major, who I would never otherwise shout out, but I used his beat on my tape.
Okay.
It's Say Her Name, and he did something very similar. But I think the switch ups and dynamicism I'm talking about is in that song. So maybe check that out.
Okay.
Shameless
All
plug.
right, man.
Check it
So,
out.
we halfway through the show. We're gonna take a quick break, man. Go get that 40 ounce, man. That deuce. Start off slow. Get the deuce. Get your blunts. Get your food. Whatever you got to do. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with more beats. This is the Beat Club podcast, where producers are heard.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? This is Oompa, and you're now listening to the Beat Club podcast, where producers are heard.
Yeah. No sound effects.
No sound effects.
Lil Jon got you. Damn. We gonna get right though. All right, so we back from the break, of course. Oompa in the building.
Yo.
AV in the building. Motivate Marin in the building,
Marin
grubbing,
over
making
here
me jealous.
eating last night's nachos and shit.
I'm
hungry,
starving.
man. Yeah.
I hope my aunt's cooking. I hope she's listening, because sometimes she be tuned in on the low. I be seeing her name pop up.
Get that cabbage right, auntie.
Hope that fried chicken's waiting for me. That mac and cheese. Oh, I'm making myself work. Damn. But all right. Let's get where we at? Number 8. Damn, we kind of coasting. All right, so next up we got, this is DJ Ivory. It's a newbie. This is called Thank You, Shirley. Oh, shit. And they're from the Netherlands.
Wow.
That's dope. Let's see what the Netherlands got.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. is beautiful.
So that was DJ Irie from the Netherlands. Oh,
I knew it. You know what? I'm gonna keep it.
I seen you bopping your head, so I'm like,
Yeah, it reminds me of like some old Fuji's type drums. I really like that. I like the sample. I like when it dropped out. It wasn't necessarily like my favorite beat or my favorite style, but I could appreciate what they did, and it felt like the drum roll and the way the sample came in. Like I really rocked with it. So I saw potential in it, and I'm done being a negative Nina for the time being. So I'm gonna keep it.
yeah. So I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna keep it as well. My only feedback is that the drums were just a little bit stiff. So I just wanted some more swing on them. That's it. It was just too much on the grid for me, but I'm gonna still keep it though because it was dope. Motivate.
I'm gonna cut it. I think it was cool. I like my favorite part was the sample, but I didn't like the drum. I just didn't like the drum loop. Like the sounds, it sounded crispy. It had a decent knock to it, but I just didn't like the drum loop. I think, you could have programmed some drums, spent some time programming some drums on that, and it would have hit harder for me. But it doesn't matter what I say, because they keeping the beat. So it sounds like it's a
Keep it.
Hmm.
That bass line saved it for real.
Yeah, it did have a nice bass line.
Ooh, okay. North Carolina in the building. Up next, we got Steve Skyline, and this is called Aliens in Love.
You're going to love me. Just love me.
Skyline.
How you feel, AB? Keep it. He executed, man. Nothing to it. That's it. He looked like he about to cut it.
He is. I would just, you know what? I'm gonna give the people suspense. Go ahead.
He looked like he about to cut it.
Nah, I'm not gonna cut it.
You can't trust this dude.
Right.
You
You
know?
never know.
He'll
not-
be here like this. And then he'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it.
Cut it.
Yeah, we listen to a lot of beats, man. We listen to a lot of beats. I'm not gonna cut it. I'm gonna keep this, but my critique on this beat though, it was too clean for me, man. It was like too it was just a little too it needed a little dirtiness to it somewhere. I think the mute, especially on the drums, it was just too on the one, and these clean drum sounds. I needed like a little more funk, a little more dirt to it. You know what I'm saying? But like the music composition part was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like dope melody. It was cool, man. But that's my only critique, Skyline. That was a little too like, you know, Muzak. Like I felt like I was shopping in Macy's or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was a little too clean, too poppy clean for me.
Too clean for him, I would say.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Even for him, I was kind of surprised, but I'll keep it though. Definitely, somebody will benefit on the mix.
I'm gonna keep it. I liked it. I felt like the intro didn't match the rest of the song. Like I was expecting with that intro setup that it was gonna drop into the bottom a little bit, and it was a little light. I come from soul music and R&B, so I could really appreciate the sample and the vibe of it. But I feel like I didn't like the snares or your crash cymbal. Like the snares should have been a little snappier for that bounce, and the crash cymbal was a little. It distracted me. I hated it. But that's it. Wait, who said what?
Nah, Bakari. Yeah, he said Mark wants to cut it.
Shout out JB, man. So yeah, man, it's looking like that's a unanimous.
Keep it.
Yeah, we keeping it, man. It deserves to be on the mix.
That's cool, right?
Who we got next, man?
All right, this one's funny. Me and Dimitri were talking about it earlier. So next up we got Theme Music, and this is called "I Promise This Beat Isn't Trash."
Bruh.
Damn.
Bruh.
Flip.
All right, man.
Produced by Theme. Produced by Theme.
Mark, how you feel?
Damn. I'm definitely gonna cut this, man. I'm gonna cut it. Incredible sample. I like gospel samples is almost like the cheat code. You know what I'm saying? There's so much feeling, there's so many instruments, there's so many parts you could take, you could chop, you could manipulate. But I feel like you missed, man. Like this was an incredible sample, and when the beat dropped, it was like a little like underwhelming. Yeah, man. I just start over. Like with this sample, just start over and pick better spots, man. Because like with a sample like this, the beat has to be infectious. So when it went into the verse part, it wasn't infectious enough. Like it just didn't grab you. It didn't make you want to keep listening. So I would just grab different parts. I would even play with the part that you're using for the hook. You could have just manipulated some chops from that part and made that the verse part. But yeah, man, I was disappointed because the sample was crazy. So I'm gonna cut it.
Damn. Yo, y'all are funny. They're saying I'll chop it, It needs more punch on the kicks and the snares, but not a bad beat. I will agree. It wasn't trash, like you said. I feel like, honestly, if it was mixed better, even though I don't really like the chops in the verse part, I probably would have kept it, but I'm not going to keep it this time. So.
Yeah, I think you kind of set yourself up with the title.
Yeah,
Because it's not that it was trash. It's not trash, but when you set the title like that, your expectations are automatically high. And I feel like, yeah, yo, like the mix of it, like I feel like if you had the proper mix, you had the proper drums, and your arrangement choices were a little bit different, I think it could have been dope. And also, like, if you choose a gospel sample, you gotta like show your musicianship because it's the best music in the world, really. So that's it.
I agree.
That sounds like a unanimous. Yeah. Speaking of which, like, did you get into music through the church? You grew up going to church?
To some extent, I grew up with a mother who's from the South.
Yes.
We didn't always go to church necessarily, but she was super religious. And then when I was like 14 and I met Tay, I was going to church all the time.
Okay.
So I
Baptist?
definitely was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All day?
All day, every day.
All day.
Yeah, everybody was in there stomping and passing out.
Yeah.
So
is that like what gave you like the presence of mind to like go like the live music route coming out of the gate? Because a lot of artists don't think like that coming out, especially like in hip hop, like their first go around as a performer, like tapping into having a live band. What made you go that route?
I think a lot of cats are thinking of it as a strategy now. So that I've seen like in the last 2 months, a lot of cats is doing like what we've already been doing.
Yeah.
But you know, that aside, I think
yep.
for me, like why I love it is I just always love live music because like I like the improvisation. There's like when you turn on my album on Spotify, I want you to get one experience, and when you see me live, I want you to get another one. And then sometimes when I'm live with a DJ, but I love the way it's new every trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the control.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever.
Yeah. I could just, on the track, it's the track. But when I'm with my drummer or my saxophonist, I'm like, yo, come out right now. Like, do this. And I'm like, in this moment, that's right. Like, that's the right thing to do.
So how do you approach, like, what's your process for picking beats? I mean, ultimately, I know it's just like, even like we're sitting around here, something has to speak to you. But, like, what's your what are you a stickler for? Like, what's like your thing? Like,
I was going
to
ask you like
every
who
time.
you're working
like, what's
with.
your shit?
Yeah. Wait, when I'm what?
Like, I wanted to know who you were working with, like as far as producers.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so I'm gonna answer the first one.
Yeah.
The first joint, I don't know, man. It just gotta speak to me. Like I said, I'm soul R&B. Like that's where I come from. So I like it to have like a spirit. So like, I love melodies. So like I listen to for some melodies, but also it's like I don't know, like just I don't know. It just gotta speak to me. It's really I don't really have no because if you listen to the stuff I got trashed or not, like right now it's like all over the place. Yep. So I really don't have. It just really gotta speak to me, and it gotta be well done, like a well done beat. I feel like that's the only way I can describe it. Okay. I'm a sucker for some good drums. And if you're going to use keys, you got to use them right.
Yes.
Like, that's my thing. And then producers I'm working with, my boy Alfie, what did he used to go by before? Alfonso Music.
Okay.
My boy Soul.
So
that's my man's, yo. We've been having a lot of hard conversations like, yo, I need this. He's like, yo, Oompa, is this it? I'm like, nah, dog. He's like, all right, cool, let me try this on this end. I'm like, that's it, let's work with this. And like, he's just so down. He's just got such a humble spirit that he's down for the collab in a real way. Latrell sent me a couple of things.
Oh, I can hear that.
Yeah, Archetype sent me a couple of things. Yeah, I don't really even know no names.
All the homies.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as like industry, big producers like Timbo, whatever.
Yeah.
Who would you want to work with? Like top three.
Soundwave with Kendrick.
I can hear that.
Yeah, that's like my top. Is like Soundwave. That's really who I've been focusing on, actually. So I can't even like
trying to get his attention.
I'm trying to get his. I want to get in that door, and then I like what Cole puts out. I just like what the whole thing is about. But I want Soundwave or I don't know. 40 could slide me like 3 beats, like that kind of thing. Like we all trying to make a little bread, But exactly. I don't even have a top 3 right now in this moment. But I'm gonna go like Soundwave's the guy I'm trying to go for. Yeah.
So how do you like start the process for your like you know your first project? How did you start the process? Did you have like a bunch of songs like written beforehand and you were trying to marry beats to them, or is it do you like to work in the studio and like you know and just kind of come up with shit on the spot in the studio and right there? Or
I like that, but I don't always get to do that.
Yep.
So that's again part of the move is building my own studio.
Yep.
So I can be in there all the time and write and listen to music. But I like to do it at the same time. Like the music, like there's times when I'm in the car or like I'm somewhere and I'm not near a beat and I'm writing down stuff.
Okay.
But like for the most part, I like to hear the music. It tells me, I know it's corny, but it tells me what it wants to be, and then
right.
I make it the thing. And that my first approach for the project was just like, here are the songs that like. They just the topics just pulled from me because I just needed to get it out of me, and then the beats kind of found me. It was weird. Yep. But for this one, it's been a little bit harder. Like what I'm doing now is like thinking about the sonic world I want to be in, thinking about all the influences that come to me from that. I've been putting them in a playlist. All the songs I've been inspired by, the sounds I'm trying to capture, put them in a playlist, and then listening to that on repeat to figure out how to give myself a language for it, so I can be like, this is what I want to producers, you know.
That's a good. I'm a borrow that. I think I actually do that indirect. Like I'm like a person that listens to like what I'm stuck now. Like I'm old. So it's like it's just like I listen to what I listen to. Like I have like my like playlist.
Yeah.
That's like just classic shit that's never gonna go anywhere.
I think I've gotten it.
And it's like I'm sealed in. Like I get new music as it comes to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't seek it as much anymore. So I'm always listening, you know, like I listen to like Stevie and James Brown all day. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, like to the point like even my daughter, like she knows all of that shit word for word. You know, as a 5-year-old, she knows all them joints. But that's a good way to go about it. I never thought about doing that like with like classic hip hop joints, just kind of like the joints that speak to you. I've heard other artists say it too, but that's actually a dope process. Yeah. But going into this project though, that you have all of these songs, you don't have an album.
Producers are mad at me.
Yeah. I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
They're pissed off.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried your hand in production?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like it a lot.
Okay.
So I just, so on my radar is studying y'all, like what y'all are doing, like what are good beats and what are not. What, like just trying to learn and give myself language. And I want to, that's what, again, this move is really so I can just go remove myself and whatever. But I've tried to produce a couple songs. They're not bad. They're like, but I wouldn't show them to the world yet.
Yeah.
So,
because I think that like when I heard you say that, I think that that's the solution.
Same.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like to where like if you have more of a hands-on approach to the production, then you're going to leave with a product that you're going to be truly I mean, of course you're going to get the sounds from producers, but having more of a hand on like, yo, this is
what
I move this here, put this there, do that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's the goal, really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be able to be a part of the conversation. I don't want any more for people to be like, I'm giving you what I got, and then you gotta take it as it is. I want to be like, let's enter this conversation a little bit, you know.
So transitioning to full artist mode now, like you've arrived at that point. You've done a lot in a short period of time.
Thank you.
What is the greatest lesson you've learned on this journey, like in terms of like the business? Because we're creatives, we're always going to be creative. It's something that we struggle with. You know, we focus on trying to make things dope and getting our ideas out, but that doesn't always reflect into good business, like in terms of even money, because like now you're doing this full time, so you got to make decisions based off money too, because bills got to be paid. You have a family. What's the greatest lesson that you've learned so far? I mean, it might not, obviously it's probably not going to be one thing, but what like really stands out to you? Like what's the jewel? What's the jewel that's been dropped on you since you transitioned into this full artist mode?
I got 2. Is that cool?
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The first one is if you don't know who you are, you could be anybody. Like, if you don't, there's so many people that want you to be something, and there's so many things that are calling you to be something else other than who you are. It seems like it's like this person's winning and they doing this, or this person's winning and they doing this. And it's like, if you don't have a hold of who you are and what you are, you could be that too, but then you'll lose who you are.
Yep.
And I've been feeling that a lot. Like, I was, even with the music I'm making, I'm like, oh, I got to get back to me. And I got to be so steadfast on who I am that wherever I go, I know who I am and I know what to say no to, because I know who I am and what's part of me. So that's the first lesson. The second one is, not everybody that's your friend is your friend. And what I mean by that is, even the best people with the best intentions, they have the best intentions for themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
The
with that.
problem is that what's best for you, this person, may not be best for you. So like, somebody could do something and it looks like a slight to you, or it feels like a slight, or it is a slight to you, and they just looking out for themselves. So I'm not even mad. That's the game. What I know is that now I got to know what I want, and I know how, and I have to advocate for myself, because nobody's going to give me something if it means it takes away from the next person. And I can't expect it to. I can't expect somebody to take out of their mouth or what they're doing to give me something. So I got to know what I want, and constantly, like, I'm constantly like one of those people. I don't like stepping on toes. I don't like offending nobody.
Same.
I just don't want to do that. And I'm gonna just stay in my lane, and understand that not everybody that's your friend is your friend. And
on the flip side too, you discover that people that you might not necessarily you thought was your friend is your friend.
a word.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
A word.
Like, that's definitely something that, like, I've discovered doing, just not even just being an artist, just putting on events and working with different people. And like, I had to, like, in this world, there's a whole lot of trust.
Yeah.
Like people think, like, you think that you don't trust people. You be like, yeah, I don't fuck with people. I don't trust people. But you trust a lot of people. You go sit down in a fucking restaurant. You don't know what the fuck going on in the back. All type of shit that we trust. You send your kids to school for 8 hours a day. Like, there's a lot of trust in this world already, like unspoken trust. And then when we get in certain environments, you feel like you have to be guarded, right? You want to protect yourself. And I think that's a natural instinct. You're gonna do that anyway. But I've learned myself to, like, open up.
Yes.
Because in the past I would just be like, I'm on my own shit. Yep. I ain't fucking with nobody. I ain't doing, like, I don't even want no parts. And I felt like that hindered me in a lot of ways. And so in like moving forward, I've just become more open and just more fluid. And like, even like what you said, like, it's, some things are part of the game. Yeah. So you just have, it's like having a level of acceptance, right? And accepting what things are and what they are, and they just are what they are. Yep. And but doors have opened just from me just being more open, and people that I thought were not cool were actually cool.
They're fine.
You have to challenge your assumptions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to challenge your assumptions sometimes.
That can I say something to that? Yeah, just being kind to people changes the game. Like, if you're a jerk and you think you Kanye and you working on an Oompa budget, like, some don't add up. You know what I'm saying? And then people gonna treat you like, okay, you ain't bringing Kanye work, you ain't bringing, like, Jay-Z discography, so, like, I'm gonna treat you like you're not up to, like, you're not, but if you're kind to people, and that also made me think, like, I was too focused on how many people I didn't have yet listening to me, and I started neglecting the people who were listening to me. And I've been studying Nipsey Hussle, and he was talking about, you want to make $100,000 this year, you have 1,000 people that look at you right now. How do you get them to invest in you? Within their budget, you can make $100,000 in a year. But if you're so worried about why you don't have 10,000 yet, and they haven't come to you organically, then you're gonna lose 1,000 more people, and you'll be back where you started.
Damn, that's something I needed to hear, because it's I walk around with a chip on my shoulder sometimes. I can't lie.
Sometimes you have to.
You have to. It's natural.
I do. Like, I walk around with a chip. But at the same time, you still gotta put your best foot forward, and you gotta do the work at all times. And surprisingly, as much as I'm never an entitled person. I don't think you're a person that feels entitled, but sometimes we still feel entitled. So it's like you gotta check that shit. You gotta check that shit.
100.
Yo, who's next on the chopping block though?
All right. So next up we got Taylor Made It, and this is called Black Heart. Shit. I know. Man. I already know. I'm right with you.
We in.
This is my beat of the week nomination. I'm gonna throw this beat. This is the beat today that made me feel something. Shout out to Smart Boy too. That beat was really dope too. I was thinking I was slightly on that wave with that one, but this is clearly it for me today. This feels like today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This feels like right now. So that's my beat of the week nomination. So obviously I'm keeping it. I don't have much feedback. You did a great job. Oompa, how you feel?
Same, exact.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you already threw the keep it
I
on there.
Keep it on
Yeah.
there. I kind of forced y'all hand. So that's a unanimous.
Keep it.
Yeah, man, I like that vibe, yo. Who's next, man? We gotta keep this. Let's go on a 5 keep it streak or some shit, man.
Let's see if we can do it. Let me see. Oh, this is a collab. Next up we got Mr. Wilson and Dre Matic, and this is called Harder. jump in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump in. It was a trap, but I feel like it was a nice trap. It was a nice trap. Like instantly, I heard T.I. T.I. is one of my favorite artists, and I just heard T.I. maybe featuring like, I don't know, Ross or some shit doing something.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good
Yeah,
call.
so I'm sold. That's a keep it for me.
Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. It was just from the mix perspective on this one for me too. I just feel like this is something like it wasn't necessarily my bag, like something I was going crazy over, but it was well produced. It was solid. It was mixed well. Like it was just, I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep it. Boom.
Yeah, I'm with you. Motivate, Mary. I said your whole name for no reason, but yeah, I'm with you, dog. I didn't like the progression, like the chord thing. Like I like the T.I. I like that, but then when he tried to switch it up, it was like not the right chord for the feeling. So
I get you.
That's it. That's all I would say. Other than that, yeah, I rocked with it. It's not my bag, but I definitely rocked with it. It was good.
Wait, who's the producer?
Mr. Wilson and Dre Matty. It was a collab.
Oh, dope, man. That's dope. Keep collabing, man. Y'all definitely got like a synergy. Y'all sound like y'all work well together. So keep doing that.
Indeed.
That's dope. So that sounds like a
Keep it.
Oh man.
Who's this?
I seen the title and I was bugging. But this is Chuck Kennedy and it's called Percocet.
All right now. So we had our 40-ounce and blunt music earlier. And now, yeah, man, it's Percocet time, man. I never tried a Percocet. You any of y'all try a Percocet?
Nope.
You been injured? You know what I'm saying? You know, probably it don't have to be for recreational use. You tried a perk before?
I had a junior perk. I forget what it's called, but it's like I had broke my ankle.
Oh, okay.
Somebody
So
broke my ankle.
Oxycodone.
It wasn't even that deep, but it did. I definitely was like, I could see why.
You was like, I don't feel nothing.
I don't care about nothing.
Word up. Well, Percocet, man. Let's see what this is about, man.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Title makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess I'll try a Percocet one day. I guess one of these days I'll try a perk, man. Why not, man?
For real.
Weed and water, though. Weed and water. So it sounds like everybody's keeping this beat, right? Anybody cutting it?
Unanimous.
It's my
keep
nomination
it.
for the week.
Okay.
Beat of the week.
Oomp said nomination for beat of the week. We're gonna definitely have a beat battle at the end of the show. That's what it sounded like.
Yes, sir.
So that sounds like a unanimous
Keep it.
across the board. Who
Who was
we
that?
got up next, man? Yeah, who was that?
That was Chuck Kennedy It's Chuck. Oh damn, I don't know which one's the social media name, but maybe it's Chuck_Kennedy12.
Yeah.
Okay.
On try IG most likely, and they're from here too.
Oh, word.
So,
From Boston? Okay. Or from Mass?
yeah,
All right, man. Keep sending shit. That's because I'd never seen that name, right? That was a newbie,
yeah,
right?
I think so.
Because AB's got the good memory when it comes to that. So who we got up next?
So next up we got Steve Chase, and this is called Fall Back.
Don't fuck up the run, man. We on a good run.
No pressure.
The Beat Club.
Yeah. Steve Chase. I'll start it off, man. That was Steve Chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. There wasn't nothing about it really that I didn't like per se. I mean, it was cool. It was good riding and thinking music, you know. This isn't a beat that I would want to hear an artist to necessarily. Like, cause I think that would make like for a stale song, like they would kind of be stuck. Like this is just a nice beat to listen to for me. Like I could think to this, I could clean the crib, I could pop a perk.
Full circle.
But yeah, I'll keep it, man. I think everything was in the pocket. You executed well, man. It had a good laid back, kick it type vibe, man. So I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. My only feedback, I feel like that the snare was kind of loud. It was like way too above everything else. But other than that, I agree with Motivate Marin. Shit sounded cool. Good vibes. I'll keep it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep it. I would say this is like you have this. Who's this?
Steve Chase.
Yeah, you got so much of an opportunity to make it more like improvised, like to do some switching up of the instruments. That bass line is dope. The keys in there could come out more like to create some dynamics, like to build and to take away. I would want to see some more switch up, but I think overall you executed. So
that's a unanimous.
Yeah, unanimous. That's easy.
Yeah, man, we doing good today, man.
Yeah.
Let's get one more in.
Okay.
Get one more in.
ooh.
Chop it up with Oompa a little
Was that
bit more.
four in a row too?
Yeah. So I spoke it into existence, or what?
We about to see.
Who's
So,
this?
Next up, we got the Real RC with Motivation.
Got my name in it.
Played into it.
Let's
huh?
get it.
The Beat Club.
Play foul on the play.
You got good memory.
Nah, not today. Not today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different day. Yeah,
And I
we-
think We cut it before anyway.
We did.
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna count that on the streak.
Yeah, that didn't mess up the streak. Who we got?
All right. So next up we got Light Shadow with Retrograde.
All right.
Light shadow.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Sparking conversations and shit.
Yeah, it sounds like the background to the
Video game.
video game interview, like when you the fast forward part.
Yeah, I feel like if I was playing Need for Speed or something, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
So I would go in that route.
It sounds like it's not
For
going
submissions.
on the mix.
But on this mix, for us, yeah.
Yeah. 2019, man. Yo, it's crazy. Like we're like pretty much like a quarter of the way through the year already.
It's crazy.
And you know, but this year for me is like the year of execution, man. Trying to execute shit this year. How you feeling this year? What you feeling like this year? Like not, you know, every day is your day, every year is your year, you know what I'm saying? But what are you feeling like? What's the tone been like for you this year so far?
The tone is my time is not mine. Like just because I said I wanted to do something in this time doesn't mean it's gonna happen in that time. But it's also just like the year. I feel like I've been not facing a lot of my own stuff, and I've been staying busy and moving around it and being like, but look, I'm doing this instead of looking and stopping. So this is the year I think like God has just been like, sit down, yo. Like here's a mirror, and I'm like, oh, okay, word, that's what's up. So I'm gonna sit and look in this mirror for a little bit until I move on from it.
Well said.
Dope.
Well put. Yo, how you feeling, man?
I kind of like. I want to hear something. I want the people to hear something.
Word, like what? You want me to spit?
Yeah, I mean,
That's what you're saying?
yeah, why not? Because we didn't get to play the tune. You know, we kind of. It's up to you. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure.
No, I feel like one of the things I learned from cats is like you just always got to be ready. But I'm gonna spit and then Mark Merritt's gonna spit. Is that right?
Oh, okay. Damn, this will be the first time
the
this
first,
happened
too.
on this show.
Okay, we agreeing?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for it.
All right.
Let's get it. Little project kids coming down from the slums, hot boxing in the hot box with some hot box in the sun, taking down wine boxes with the bum, screaming free my nigga. My other niggas on the run. I remember living used to be so easy. Damn, prospect of death was for TV. Fam, Nino Brown, we was trying to be that man. When the movie ended off, real life began. Couple of us tried, but we couldn't see that end. I'm a sore loser. I don't plan to play if I can't win. Some of my niggas live and die by the Uzi. Some of my niggas start smoking on that dookie. Some wrong place, wrong time, wrong doobie. They be walking down Mania Cast looking like Pookie. Some of my niggas caught them bangs out of bound with them things and couldn't get a ref to keep it moving. They throw the book but don't want a nigga to read. Ain't that the definition of irony? To me, GD, PhD, same thing. No soul, ain't no respect the politic can bring. Only difference they couldn't buy them a next time. Can't hide Negro, hide a necktie. Even them checks slide. So I won't sell out. I buy time. Please, homie, respect mine.
Where them air horns at?
I don't even know. There we go. Shit. How I'm supposed to follow that up?
You got that?
Listen, it's my turn, so you can't have it back. My fam depends on me, so I put them on my back. Never back down. I just played the background. Now my back's against the wall, so I gotta lead the pack. With classic records, I'm like Bolt on a track. I will finish you with lines in a couple seconds flat. My passion and drive is the fact I must provide. So I work a 9 to 5, making beats, writing rhymes, and it's all on me. God, please give me a sign. Some days I lose my mind thinking I'm wasting my time. Praying for the day that the stars all align. Whether or not you're looking in the sky, they still shine. Diamond in the rough, got a diamond in my mind.